Welcome back to Dough's Vegan Chefs. I'm Stefan, and this channel is dedicated to making you a better vegan cook. Today we have vegan clamless chowder served in a hot, crispy sourdough bowl. It's creamy, topped with a little bit of chopped parsley. And stick around and find out what those guys are for. See you in the video. It's the perfect time of year for this chowder, and what I love about this chowder is we just have a little bit of knife work. We're gonna start with our onion. We have about a cup of diced onion. Now we're gonna do a cup of diced celery. Gonna do a nice small dice. All right, next we're gonna dice our potatoes, another small dice, trying to match the size of our celery and onion. This is kind of a quick cooking chowder as well, which I really like. Because we want to keep all the flavors really fresh and vibrant. When we cook it for a really long period of time, this type of soup, it'll lose all the brightness, all the vibrancy of it. So it's a pretty quick cook. We're gonna slice our garlic. Just a nice, easy slice. Doesn't have to be on a mandolin or even perfect. We have our nice big pot. We're gonna heat it up over medium-low. We're gonna hit it with our extra virgin olive oil. You know, the key to this chowder, honestly, there isn't a lot of fancy things happening. This is really all down to just some solid technique and time. When I say time, I mean we're gonna allow the onion and the celery and the garlic and the potatoes to really cook slowly so they could really start to release a lot of their flavors. We're gonna season it because we want it to start extracting. We want to start layering. It's looking really good. Everything is soft, becoming tender. It's releasing its liquids. No colors happening, no caramelization. Yeah, it's looking nice. Okay, we're gonna keep adding our layers. We're gonna next add our dry vermouth. We're gonna add our white wine. We're just gonna let that cook for another minute. We're gonna add our miso, thyme, 2 bay leaf, our kelp granules, our kombu sheet. We're gonna stir to combine. In goes our vegetable stock. In goes our plant milk. Give it a nice mix. We're gonna let this simmer on low until the potatoes are tender. We're gonna add our thickener to the chowder. It is 4 tablespoons all-purpose flour, a half a cup of plant milk. And we want the flour to cook the whole time with the chowder so that we cook all of that flour flavor out. And we're only a couple steps away from it being finished. The first step is we're gonna remove our kombu sheet, and we're gonna remove our bay leaf, our thyme sprigs. I'm just gonna use a spider. We're gonna try to grab about half of our potatoes and leeks, and then we're gonna puree the other half. I think that looks about good. It always takes longer than I anticipate when I'm pureeing with the handheld. Next, we're gonna add a couple tablespoons of cashew puree. We're gonna mix that in. We're gonna add a pinch of salt before we make any adjustments. We're gonna add our potato garnish back in, and celery and onion. Our last step is to garnish with chopped parsley and, of course, our heart of palm. We're gonna put the final touches on our chowder. I like to do the heart of palm last because I want to keep as much of the heart of palm intact as possible so we get that texture and the flavor. And if we add it in too soon and we're mixing and stirring all the time, the heart of palm just starts to kind of break up and you can't really tell. And we're gonna put on a medium dice of the heart of palm. So we're gonna start by cutting it in half. And then we're just gonna cut pieces like so. Okay, the chowder is looking fantastic. It's creamy, it's beautiful. We have 2 tablespoons of chopped parsley. We're gonna add 1 tablespoon and we're gonna reserve the other tablespoon. We're gonna add a pinch of salt. We're gonna mix the combine. We want just enough parsley to bring some freshness, a little splash of color, but that's it. There we go. Now we're gonna add our heart of palm. We're gonna let this cook for just a couple minutes to gently warm our heart of palm. You can see, look at the beautiful texture. Great color, love it. You didn't think I was gonna forget about our sourdough bowl for the chowder, did you? We're gonna pick a spot where there's enough room to get some chowder in. We're gonna make a straight line. We're gonna turn the bread. We're gonna leave the knife right there and we're gonna turn the bread and we're gonna cut. Turn the bread, cut again. Turn the bread, cut again. And then we're through. We have a pretty even spot. Okay, so this is the part I'm really excited about. We have our little paring knife, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick about 1/4 of an inch, and we're gonna start cutting around. Okay, so we have our knife gently cutting around. It's not gonna be perfect, and the knife's kind of angled in just a little bit. Then what we're gonna do is just gently pull back, kind of cut towards the bottom. Basically what I'm doing is trying to free up this entire disc of bread, just like that. And then you come back in, just kind of like clean up that little part that's, okay. Don't worry, I got a plan for those. All right, and then I like to brush the inside of the bread with some olive oil. So we have these nice pieces of bread and we're gonna just put a little olive oil on them. And we're gonna toast these guys up as well. There it is, beautiful, golden brown, crispy, yum yums. Don't everybody freak out. I know it was an easy recipe today. This was a discovery that Julie and I stumbled across one day, and it's actually my spoon for the chowder. You just take it, you just submerge it into the chowder, and then you take this beautiful big, honestly, I could just continue to use our dipping sticks all day long. It's so good. The chowder is creamy, but it's kind of light. You get the freshness from the heart of palm. We have that nice brine from the kelp and the kelp granules. And it's just really well balanced. It's delicious, it's bright, it's vibrant, it's rich, it's creamy, it's easy. That's enough talking. Maybe another soup in the future. I have an idea. So stay tuned and stick around and I'll see you next week. Bye.